All right, let's get right into it. We're going to try and solve one of the most frustrating puzzles of modern life. Why do you feel so completely wiped out, even when you know, for a fact, you got enough sleep? It's a feeling so many of us are dealing with, and it can be maddening. I mean, does this hit home for you? You slept for 8 solid hours, you didn't do some crazy workout yesterday. You should, by all rights, feel rested and ready to go. And yet, you wake up and your brain just feels like it's stuck in mud. If that's you, then stick around because what you're feeling is real and there's a reason for it.
So what we're really talking about here has a name. It's called mental fatigue. And it's so important to understand that this is not the same thing as just being sleepy. Think of it more like a state of genuine cognitive depletion. Your brain's actual resources, the stuff you need to focus, to think clearly, to keep your emotions in check, they're basically running on fumes.
Okay, so to figure out why this is happening, we're going to play detective. We need to follow the clues. And our very first clue starts with a pretty wild fact about your brain's hidden energy bill. Get this, your brain makes up only about 2% of your body's weight, right? It's tiny, but it consumes a whopping 20% of your body's total energy. That is a massive amount. It means every single thought, every decision, every emotion you have, it all comes with a real physical energy cost. So it makes sense that when that energy tank gets low, you start to see these classic symptoms. It's that brain fog you just can't shake. It's struggling to find a simple word that's right on the tip of your tongue. It's snapping at someone you care about over something tiny. It's when even small decisions, like what to have for dinner, feel absolutely monumental. This isn't you being difficult. It's a symptom that your system is just plain depleted.
Here's the absolute best way to think about it. Imagine your brain is a smartphone. All that chronic stress, constant worry, and intense focus, it's like having dozens and dozens of apps running in the background all day long. So even if your body, the phone itself, is just sitting on the couch, the internal processor is running hot, and that battery is draining fast.
All right, that was our first clue. Now let's dig a little deeper for clue number 2. We're moving from the brain's energy bill to the body's chemical stress response system. And this is where things get really, really interesting, because the answer is the exact opposite of what most of us would think. So here's how it's supposed to work. Something stressful happens, a deadline at work, whatever. Your body's HPA axis kicks in and gives you a surge of cortisol, the famous stress hormone, to help you power through. That's totally normal and healthy. But what happens when the stress doesn't go away? When it's day after day of constant pressure? Well, the system just can't keep up. And here's the twist. It doesn't get stuck on high. It burns out. It actually starts producing abnormally low levels of cortisol. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from the Association for Psychological Science nails it. It's not just a feeling of being burned out. The very biological machinery designed to handle stress has become exhausted. This state of being completely bottomed out actually has a scientific name. It's called hypocortisolism. It's a known biological signature of deep, profound exhaustion, and it's often seen in people who've gone through severe, long-term stress. It's basically your body pulling the emergency brake, screaming that the whole system is totally overwhelmed. So, just to recap, we've got a brain with a drained battery and a stress system that's crashed. But the most powerful piece of evidence, the real smoking gun in this whole investigation, is what all of this chronic stress is actually doing to the physical structure of your brain. This is so critical to understand. The burnout and exhaustion you feel isn't just in your head. We have a growing mountain of scientific evidence showing that it leaves a real, tangible, physical mark on the actual anatomy of your brain. And thanks to brain scans, we can literally see what this looks like. For one, the amygdala. That's your brain's little alarm system or fear center, can actually get bigger and become overactive. At the very same time, the connection to your prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational part that helps you calm down and make good decisions, that connection gets weaker. You see the problem here? This combination literally rewires you to be on high alert while making it harder to pump the brakes.
So if you have ever felt like you just can't control your frustration or you can't think your way out of that brain fog, this is why. It is not a lack of willpower. It is not a personal failing. Your brain's actual hardware has been physically changed by stress, making those tasks biologically more difficult to perform.
Okay, that was a lot, and it's some pretty heavy stuff. But here's the really good news. These changes aren't necessarily permanent. Your brain can heal. So now let's pivot to the resolution. Let's talk about how to actually start recharging that battery and rebuilding your brain.
First things first, we have to completely redefine what we mean by rest. Sitting on the couch, scrolling through social media, or binge watching a chaotic TV show, it feels like resting, but you're still flooding your brain with information and stimulation. True cognitive rest is different. It's about giving your brain unstructured, low-demand time. It's what allows your brain to actually clear out the junk and replenish its resources.
So here's a really simple, actionable game plan. Number 1, make space for a little bit of that true cognitive rest every single day. Number 2, be fierce about protecting your sleep. Make your room dark, cool, and stick to a schedule. 3, move your body gently. You'd be amazed what a simple 20-minute walk can do. And 4, eat for your brain. Think stable energy sources, not just quick hits of sugar.
And look, the ultimate goal here is so much bigger than just not feeling tired tomorrow. When you do these things consistently, you are actively helping to reverse those physical changes in your brain we talked about. You are rebuilding your brain's natural strength and resilience against future stress.
So, we'll end on this thought. That profound fatigue you're feeling, it isn't a weakness. It's not a flaw you need to power through. It's a signal. It's an intelligent message from your brain and your body. It's asking for a change. So the big question to leave you with is, what is it telling you?